Midrising Real Talk. This is episode 4. You don't want a new life, you want to feel awake in this one. This is where we have honest conversations about midlife and identity, reinvention, and those quiet moments where something inside you starts shifting. Today's conversation started with a line that really stuck with me. You don't want a new life, you want to feel awake in this one. Because for a lot of women in midlife, it's not about blowing everything up. It's not about starting over. It's about noticing that somewhere along the way we slipped into autopilot. I'm sure everyone can relate to that feeling. So today, Barbara and I are talking about what it actually means to wake up again inside the life you've already built. So Barbara, I'm really curious about this one.
Okay. Yeah, now you're making me think.
You can say hello, I'm Barbara from Thailand.
I'm Barbara. Gill, I'm reinventing myself. I am.
I know we've all gone for the midweek hump.
Yeah, I'm with the hair out today.
Wash tomorrow. I keep it just long enough so I can keep it up. All right, this is a big one. I think we've done quite a lot of, had quite a lot of discussions around identity, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. And I really feel like this is one that hits lots of women, where you're just sort of coasting along on autopilot. You're in your life, you're loving your life, but you don't want to burn it up. You don't want to rip it up. You don't want to, have a crisis. We don't do that around here. We rise, we mid-rise. And so really it's not about wanting a brand new life, because a lot of us are very happy. We've got lovely partners or homes and families and careers and all those sorts of things, but we really are just cruising along. So I certainly felt this one, and I can relate to this one very strongly, is that sometimes you don't actually feel like you're awake in your own life. You're just going through the motions. And so that's what we really want to dive into today. So Barbara, I've got a few questions for you. We've got you back in the hot seat this
week.
So let's kick it off then. So when did you realize you didn't actually want a different life? You just wanted to feel different inside it?
If I really think about it, I don't think I was looking for a new life. I think I was lost inside my own. So when you ask me the question, actually it makes me think I was asleep in my own life. But it took me a while to get to the point of realizing that I was not really looking for a new life. For a while, I kept thinking, when we say the words, I need to reinvent myself.
Yes.
I mean, reinvent. I think I just kept thinking, well, I need something new somehow. And then it makes me think, right? I don't know if you feel the same, like throughout my life, and it's not just in the years that I spent working. I think even before, when you go to school, when you're little, there's always been something that I wanted to get to. There's always a next and a next and a next. And I grew so accustomed to next, right? If it was in work, you had, the next promotion, the next opportunity, or if you live in your own house, the next thing the next painting I'm going to put up, right? I need a new cushion cover or something. Or, at the time, now I'm married, but at the time, maybe it was the next boyfriend, whatever it is. And I think I grew so accustomed to what is next, that when I started mid-rising, I started thinking, what's next? And then I sort of couldn't find myself. And then I realized, thinking back, that I spent so much time running around like a headless chicken throughout my life, right? Always running to the next thing. And, or if I was working, it would be, I would go from a very simple, real example. Now that I've taken a step back, I realized that when I was working, I would go from one call to the next call, to the next call, to the next conversation, to the next, it used to be a meeting in person. And then after COVID, it became a call. And now that I'm in a different, right? You must be like that. Now I'm in a different position. I think, oh my God, I didn't even feel what was going on through the day, because I would just go call to call, from one conversation to the other. And no wonder I would then get to the end of the day and think, what have I actually achieved today?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
No time to
so,
stop
so
and just feel it all happening.
right. So then I think now I have realized I actually not looking for something new, like a new life. As you said before, very happy with my life, very happy with my family, my friends, my hobbies, and everything. I want to be, when you said awake, for
Mm,
some reason, the word that comes to my mind is alive. I want to
yeah.
feel alive inside my life. And then if you think about, and then I want to know how, what you think about it, Jill. I think, how, what would make me feel alive inside my life? Then I started thinking. And I realized these very basic things. I want to feel valued, supported. I want to feel trusted. I want to feel useful. I want to feel that people need me or look for me, whether it's my children, my husband, my friends, doesn't matter. Um, and I know it sounds silly in a way. I want to feel I'm important. I'm important to someone, or I'm important to a cause. I go back to one of the things we discussed last time. We're both really enjoying, you have to take a break now, but the work that we're doing from a charity perspective,
Yeah.
it made me feel like I had a purpose and it made me feel important. So I think this is the point I got to. I want to feel alive.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I agree completely. I think a lot of mums will probably resonate with this. I definitely got to a point for some years where I was just going through the motions of let's just keep everyone alive. you know, with so many things going on with work and with school and with just trying to get them from A to B and feeding them and maintaining relationships and family events and all of those things. It's just keep everybody alive. Just get them where they need to go. And so that was kind of I had years of autopilot, to be honest. And I think it wasn't until I decided that I needed to actually reclaim a bit of time for myself and do something that I wanted to do for me that started to help make me feel a bit alive. Because, I mean, as the kids grow older, you get more time as well, don't you?
Yeah.
They're young, you kind of do sacrifice those years, most of us, to raising them, and that's why we have kids. I'm not complaining about it, but yeah, I did find for a number of years that I'm like, am I actually living life? And to your point earlier, just bouncing from meeting to meeting to meeting to bath time to bedtime to meeting
Yeah.
again. And it's like, when do we stop to smell the roses? When do we actually stop to feel the life that we've created? We work hard to have what we have in life, to sort of to actually then get to enjoy it. And I've found for myself it was making time for me and giving myself permission to have time and carve myself time out and do something that I wanted. And that for me was joining the gym and getting into the gym and getting fit and feeling fabulous for a couple of years. It's slipped away now. I need to get back in.
Oh, time to
But yeah, I
restart.
think it's really important that you find things that you can control to help you like really feel alive in your own world, as much as trying to, rely on too much external influence as well.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
When you said smell the roses, it really made me think. Again, it's a very simple example. I have forgotten the pleasure, the simple pleasure of watering my plants and actually potting them and seeing them grow. And I have cats, right? And the cats coming and checking out the plants with me. Sounds so simple, but oh my God, that is one of the pleasures of life that I had even forgotten.
Yeah, it is. And you just only need 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, just on the weekend, I
Yeah.
planted a new basil and new lemongrass. I love it. I get joy out of it. But when do we get 10 minutes just to sit in our gardens and have a look around and play with the
I
dogs
know.
or whatever? We're just constantly on the go. And I guess it's part of the modern world is you need to be much more conscious of stopping and just
Brutal.
letting
We need
life
to be more
breathe.
brutal.
Mm,
Actually, there was this lady that I used to work with. It was in a bank years ago, and I remember she was super senior, like a few levels above me. And I remember she was my mentor. And one of the things that she really told me, she used the word brutal. And I said, "What do you mean brutal?" She said, "You have to be really brutal with how you use your time." And
mm,
she then explained to me, She had two small children. She had an incredibly pressurizing job. She was based in Asia. It was a global job, so you can imagine working at all hours, doing everything at whatever hour. And I remember she specifically said, I think it must have been one of those fireside chats. And she explained and she said, if I'm not brutal with how I allocate my time, it could be even 5 minutes and then the next 5 minutes and 15 minutes. I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do. And I'm being brutal because I want to be able to do bath time with my children. And then, there was one girl in the audience, I remember, asked her and said, well, when do you go to the hairdresser? When do you find the time to go to the hairdresser? And I remember, she said, Jill, I love it. She said, oh, I just booked my appointment. I'm going tomorrow, 10 to 12. And this girl looked at her and I said, in the middle of the workday. She goes, when people talk about work-life balance, you have to create your balance. She said, if I don't go between 10 and 12, I'm never going to be able to do it. So I'll maybe take a call later on after I've done bath time, so whatever. So it really made me think.
I do all my appointments in the daytime because there's no other time to do them. So
I've learned to do that too. Otherwise, we don't get to do it.
Yeah. Otherwise, we all get grey. And I mean, my nails are atrocious, so I'm lucky. So listeners can't see them. Yeah, but it's really important to carve that time out. And I think when you start doing things that you love, that's when your life comes alive. And I think a lot of divorces and separations happen in this age, probably because they just end up on autopilot and moving away from each other.
Yes.
So
completely.
I think to be cognizant of that, and if you can clock yourself in that phase, just stop and have a good hard chat to yourself and see if there's some tweaks that you can make to your life that will make yourself and those around you happier.
Exactly.
Okay, well, this kind of maybe covered, but we'll lean into it a little bit more. So what does feeling awake actually mean to you?
Now that I spent the whole of last year feeling asleep, and now I'm sort of waking up, I realize it really feels not spending all my time worrying about the things I used to have, I don't have anymore. Sounds funny in a way.
So letting go.
Yeah. Feeling awake, I think now for me means feeling like I belong. I spent most of last year feeling like I did not belong. And I couldn't find myself and all, the various things that we discussed during one of the other podcasts. Now feeling awake means I'm back. Oh,
that's huge.
I'm awake. It's massive, right?
Yeah, that's huge.
And it is. So I think that's how it feels for me. Not spending time worrying about what I used to have, how my life was before. And because that also means if I don't spend time worrying about it, I'm not going to spend time trying to get it back. Because guess what, Jill? A lot of those things I had before were not making me happy. I feel much happier now. Isn't that fascinating?
That's amazing. I mean, that's almost a full circle moment right there for you.
Yeah. What does it mean to you, feeling awake?
Feeling awake, it's just, for me, it's having that skip in your step. The feeling of, or it's, to put it in a negative context of, oh, not again. It's not that feeling. Not, oh, here we go again. All right, let's go. Do you know what I mean? You're excited about something, and it could just be excited about the day. It could just be excited about going to the shops with your daughter because you're just in a different mindset. Like everything's feeling good. You feel like you're in the right place, doing the right thing with the right people. You're putting your energy where you want to. You don't feel like it's being robbed from you. You're not being asked to do things. You're not being taken for granted. You're appreciated. I mean, a lot of the points that you mentioned earlier actually is just, you feel valued and you feel loved and needed, and that you actually want and love and need the people in your life too. It's two-way for me.
Actually, you're absolutely right. Because I remember when I didn't feel this way, I needed to escape in my cave and I didn't want to be with people and I didn't want to speak to people and I needed to just be in my own zone. So then I was actually quite difficult to reach for my loved ones.
Yeah, you shut down. You totally shut down and I would shut the door. So it sounds like you did the thing.
Yes. I'm so happy I found the door again. I'm out.
That's good. Let's take the door off.
Yes.
All right, let's move on. So, oh, here we go. What were the signs you'd gone a little numb,
Oof, a little.
aside from the
Uh,
cave?
yes, the cave definitely was an indicator. When people started telling me or asking me, Barbara, what's up? You're always so full of energy, or you used to be. Sorry, they said you used to be always full of energy. What happened to you? What happened to your energy?
Yeah.
And that was another massive sign for me. And I thought, my God, somehow, silly, I didn't realize it was very visible how I felt.
Your energy
My
really.
poker face,
Yeah.
yeah, my poker face had gone, and all this energy I always had completely disappeared. So I'll give you an example, something that happened just yesterday that made me really smile. A feeling good moment and a feeling awake moment. Where was I? I was doing a medical appointment. And the girl that was doing, I think I was checking my eyesight. The girl that was doing the check, after about maybe 5 minutes that we were together, and I kept chatting away happily. You know what? She said something so lovely, but it really made me feel awake. She said to me, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in a year. I hadn't done my check." And she said, "It's always so lovely to speak with you. You are so happy. You just make everyone around you happy."
Oh, that's
Jill,
beautiful.
there was a moment where I thought, oh,
Yeah,
is that it? Oh,
well, you
really?
do
Is that?
though. You have such magnetic presence. You really do.
But
And that's
I'd lost it.
straight away as well.
I lost it, or it was asleep, or it was, I lost my confidence. But it was just a moment. So since she said that yesterday, I've realized, Jill, I've been chatting to everyone. The taxi driver, the person, whatever, I don't know, 7-Eleven, whatever, a bottle of water, whatever, whatever. A wonderful day. I remember getting off 2 or 3 taxi rides going, it was so lovely chatting with you. Okay, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. You're never going to see the taxi driver again. So I think,
That's a
back to the questions. Yeah, the signs had gone numb. This was not happening anymore. I was retreating in my cave. I was struggling to chit chat with people. I always loved doing that. My mom used to do that. And I was little, and I remember I didn't understand. I remember asking her, "Why are you talking to everyone?" Then clearly it's been a good
very
influence. And it makes me happy. That's the other thing I realize. It makes me feel awake, back to
yeah,
what we said before.
yeah.
So I think I had lost the joys. I'd lost the ability to feel the joys in my life and the colors. I think that's the only other one that I would say. Today I'm wearing black, but there you go. We're going with a red lipstick and glasses. I am
Well,
a very colorful, see, I am a colorful person. You know that. I'm sunny, I'm smiley, I'm chatty. All of that had gone to sleep. I
mm.
had become numb.
Well,
And
I
to
can
me,
even
the
tell a
signs,
difference from last week to this week, how you're
yes,
coming across from
yeah,
thousands of kilometers away.
yes,
Even down through the
yes,
camera, I can tell a big, big difference.
yeah.
So it's evident.
So to me was external signs and people telling me externally made me realize first. Only
Yeah.
then I realized, oh, hold on, something is wrong.
And I am
What about
turning
you?
one that I'm passing today. Yeah,
What
definitely.
about you?
Um, I think for me, it's just that I stopped caring about a lot of things.
Mm, you said that last time. That's quite
Yeah,
scary.
I think it's just the lack of care. Just the okay, that'll do. Or, yep, sure, that's fine. We'll do that. Uh,
Even the facial expression you have just says it all. Yeah, okay.
yeah, all right. Yep, okay, let's go do that then. No, you don't want to go
But
further?
that's not you. That's so not you.
So definitely it was I just stopped caring as much about things, and that was at work and at home. So that was like across the board, really. And I definitely know that one thing kicked off the other, and it creeped into all aspects of my life because I just was so unhappy.
Yeah.
I think I'm much like you. It's very hard to hide my emotions. People pretty much know where I'm at.
We can't play poker.
Yeah, I've been told since I was a kid I wear my heart on my sleeve, and so what you see is what you get, and that's where I'm at, pretty much.
Yeah. That's why
Um,
we get on.
I think so. I think so. We're just good old honest people, Barbara. Trying to
But
navigate our way through life.
I know. No, but think about it. So in your case, did your family notice or help you notice?
Yeah, absolutely. And particularly my kids, they would know when I'd had a really bad day because I'd be really quiet. Like probably someone had said something stupid to me and I'd taken it quite to heart. And more than once, both my kids had climbed onto the bed and just laid with me and given me a cuddle. They definitely
Oh my God.
they're both quite empathetic, and because
Yeah.
I bounce around the house like a madman all the time. So when I'm not doing that, it's fairly obvious. And when they see that after a few days going on, they know, and they would just come and ask, can I just lay and have a cuddle with you, mummy? Are you okay? And I'd be like, absolutely. And I'd just wrap them up and it would be the best part of my day. And sometimes weeks.
Joy.
Yeah, yeah. And they know, and they're such good kids. And thankful for them, to be honest, because
Yeah.
yeah, some days we're pretty shit, to be honest.
God, yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad that it's gone.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, all right, well, just thinking then about the times when you weren't feeling so awake.
Hmm.
Did you ever think you needed to change your life? Or did you just realize you needed to change how you were actually showing up in it?
I actually really thought I had to change my life.
Mm,
That really scared me. And, I had moments where, back to when people go through difficult times and they make crazy decisions, I had moments where I just kept thinking, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm leaving everything and everyone. And I'm going. I mean, I didn't know where I was going or where I wanted to go. I
it's
didn't really have a place to go.
yeah,
Just that I'm just going to leave everything and everyone. And it might have been that my job was terrible. Maybe I was having problems in my relationship, or, things were not going well with the kids, or my health, or I struggling to lose weight. Doesn't matter. Someone had said something horrible to me. I would just hit some moments where I go, okay, that's it. So I actually start to realize, well, that's
yeah,
it, I'm done. It's
mm,
quite scary how I really realize that it does happen when we are mid-rising. It
mm,
does happen.
it
And,
does.
and I tell myself, this is not the time to make big decisions. This is not the time to make big changes. Just like take care, take a deep breath, take care of yourself.
Yeah, one
So I
step.
think, yes, but until I saw that, I really felt like I saw a meme the other day. I think it was Miranda Hart. She's walking across the cemetery with a friend and she goes, God, life is terrible. I wish the ground would just open up and suck me in. And she just falls into a grave. But when
Careful what
I
you wish
saw
for.
that, but you know what? Then I thought, sometimes I remember thinking, my God, not that I want to be sucked in. I just remember going, oh my God, was everything gone? There's nothing, there's nothing there.
Mm,
The ground has just opened this big hole and I'm falling in. And what am I doing? And then I remember thinking, I don't want to fall in. Oh my God, it's very scary. And what am I going to do down there? And who's going to be there? And this is all the fears and the anxiety.
yeah,
And then I think somehow with time, the right support, some coaching, talking to my friends, taking time to myself, I realized that what's the word I'm looking for? Actually, there was a way to anchor myself. I didn't have to fall into this big hole that
yeah.
was creating.
Oh my God, you
And
didn't.
the whole, yeah, I know, me too. I don't know if I was going to be able to get out. And I remember thinking specifically, I remember thinking, hold on, well, somehow it's that moment of consciousness going, I don't know, I'm anchored here. The hole is still there. I'm not going to fall unless I decide to jump in. I don't want to jump in. I
Yeah,
think that was my realization moment.
yeah,
And it was the moment where I realized I didn't want a new life. I just had to change how I was showing up in my own.
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah. No, I think that's that's it's a really big thing to go through. And I know a lot of men and women struggle at this age because we're all shifting and we talk about the shift all the time. And because it
Yeah.
is a shift, we're leaving parts of the old going into the new. And let's face it, Gen X is blowing up all over socials because we are badass.
No, that.
We are the badass generation where the parents didn't know where we were, what we were doing, and didn't care. And we played with fire and matches and did all sorts of great things. And now we are like, what do they call us? What's the word? There's something ages, like teenagers, but for our age.
Queenagers.
Queenagers. So now we're queenagers. So we're like badass 50-year-old women just coming because that's how we were raised. But you've got to get to that point, and that's the shift that we talk about all the time. Not getting to midlife and sinking and taking that hole, but staying out of that hole and moving forward. And that's the shift, and that's the rise, and that's what we really talk about a lot here. And I think that lots of men and women find themselves in that life where they could very easily go in that hole, and
yes,
devastatingly many do. But we want to just make it, normal that so many people get here, and there's so many choices to make.
Yes.
If you're not happy with the life and how you're going through that life at this stage, how you're feeling inside of it, really some small shifts can just have such a meaningful impact and take you off on a different direction. And that's exciting to me, and that's why, I mean, if you're a Gen X badass 50s, go for it. There's no rules. You weren't raised with rules, so don't think you've got any now.
It makes me remember that we would just used to get out of the house when we were kids in the morning. I wouldn't go back until dinner time. Yeah. There were no mobile phones.
We didn't have helmets.
And our parents, to be honest. Except Gill, think about our parents.
And that's why the millennials and the Gen Ys.
Yes. Yeah. And the parents, we're not there going, oh my God, where are they? We're gone. We get back 8 hours later. Dinner is ready. It's on the table. We might come back, blooded, with the holes on our clothes, whatever. It doesn't matter. You're alive.
So that's the courage we need to take into our 50s and our 40s and our mid-rising and our 60s. We're still fabulous and furious. So yes. I just think we need to remind people what generation we are and how courageous and amazing we are to have survived this far.
Exactly. We're tough.
Listen, I think we've probably got time for one more question. Hopefully get cut up. Let's just what does waking up require in midlife? So if a woman's listening, is feeling a little numb right now, what's one small way she can wake herself up this week?
Oh, love yourself.
Beautiful.
Stop worrying about everyone else. God, just love yourself and
tell everyone else to F off.
Yes, literally.
Yeah. I think that's great. Yep.
And just like I'll add more. Just spend some time every day doing something that brings you joy. Yeah. For me, it was watering the plants, or just playing with the cats, or watching a sunset, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's honestly beautiful. It is, and it really, one small step can really change your life, because then you'll take your second step, and that's the positive snowballing effect.
And the second step takes you more and more away from that hole that we were discussing before. Take a step in the other direction.
Exactly. Nicely put. I can visualize that, actually.
Me too.
Yeah, I can. Listen, I think we're just about out of time. I want to thank you, Barbara, for joining me again for Midrising Real Talk. Always a pleasure having our catch-ups. I love them. No end. We'll be back same time next week or thereabouts. Sometimes we don't do them on the same day because we are busy modern women out there killing it. Please do subscribe. I'm seeing the subscriptions going up. If you'd like to be on the podcast, please do get in touch with either Barbara or myself and tell all your friends about us. If you want to hear or suggest a topic, then please also drop us a note, and we would love to entertain the idea, no matter how crazy.
I definitely have one person that wants to be a guest. So I think we'll start speaking and maybe she can be our first guest.
Yes, let's get the topics lined up and go for it.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you,
Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Thanks for listening or watching wherever you are on whatever platform, and you go and take that first step.
Enjoy.